Yeah. It's time for a retro review, which I have not done in quite some time. I think it's going to be a regular thing, and only made 2 of them. Because that's the kind of guy I am. A retro review of the Brian McKnight album, Anytime. Kind of an obscure album to review, but it's my channel, I do what I want. If you don't like it, shut up and leave. Brian McKnight, R&B singer, great songwriter. Won't say too much. If you were around in the 90s, you know some of his hits. If you're an R&B fan, you gotta know him, gotta love him. Fantastic singer, fantastic songwriter, fantastic musician and entertainer all around. I would say one of the better songwriters of the past 20 years. But in 1997, Brian McKnight gave us Anytime, which was kind of like his opus magnum. It was like his classic record. I recently picked up a copy of it, heard it in its entirety, and knew a few songs, but a few I did not know. And I think I'll do a retro review on it just because I'm feeling it. Album starts off with Anytime, classic Brian McKnight single, classic 90s R&B, in all honesty, just really pretty piano on this, very sincere and heartfelt song concept, one I think that we all can relate to. Really nice love songs all around on this album. The Only One For Me, that was another single. Really like The Only One For Me on this album because you get the song in its entirety, so the vibe isn't killed like it is on the single version where it trims pretty much 2 minutes off the song. Also the song I Belong To You, which while musically I'm not crazy about, it's a little bit too thin for me production wise, but I will say that concept, really enjoy it. Some other nice love songs on here are Show Me The Way To Your Heart. That one's very pretty, a little bit of a Spanish feel to it with the guitar and some of the strings backing it up, and also Every Time We Say Goodbye, while it isn't really a ballad because it's got kind of a swing and a little bit of a hip-hop instrumentation in the percussion and some sampling, still a really nice track. My favorite ballad on this thing though by far is the second track, Could. Just really pretty strings. Brian McKnight is great at coming up with strings and just compositionally and with arranging violins and cellos and harps to back up his songs. He is one of the best at doing that I have ever heard. Could is definitely favorite song on the whole album. 4.5 minutes, and it's almost not long enough. There's also some really good dance songs on here as well. Jam Knock, one of the later tracks on here. A little bit of a New Jack Swing feel to it. It kind of sounds like something maybe the Backstreet Boys or Boyz II Men would have been over back in the day. You Should Be Mine, Don't Waste Your Time. Also, the production on You Should Be Mine, which is the 3rd track on here, oh man. Well, first of all, this song just knocks. The bass line on this song is so just thumping and out of control. It sounds awesome. The choice of snare used on this, clear, punchy, comes through, and is the snare that says, I am a snare drum and I am here on these 2s and 4s, but at the same time it's not too loud. Just really nice. And Mace, if anyone remembers, Mace actually has a little quick opening verse and then a verse later on in the bridge on this, and just that classic Mace flow. So if Mace is spitting the verse, I'm wondering if Diddy had a hand in the instrumental on this track. Maybe that's why it's so good. I gotta say, this is, I think, one of my favorite R&B albums. It's a little bit more mainstream, but it's also got a couple tracks on here that are just very pretty and laid back and just take their time to get the sentiment across. The only songs I really don't care for, in all honesty, is You Got the Bomb. I don't feel that song. It's not bad. I'm just not clicking with it for some reason. And When the Chariot Comes, while I do appreciate that concept, and I think it's fantastic that Brian McKnight put something gospel related on this mainstream album, especially when it sold, I believe, like somewhere between like 5 and 6 million copies, something like that. Like it went platinum, like 5 or 6 fold. To have a gospel related song on here, I really commend him for doing that, and he's done that. At least the albums I have of his, he has that on every album. And Brian McKnight actually has some great gospel songs. If you don't know, I encourage to check them out. But yeah, overall, Brian McKnight's Anytime album, I definitely think gets an A-. It's a classic in my book. So that's Retro Reviews. Short, sweet, to the point. Hope you guys enjoy everything else on the channel.